Good morning everyone and welcome. I'm Monia Gates. I'm the artist behind Color My Dreams. Today we're doing a colored pencil light blonde hair tutorial for the color along for the Victorian color along. Hi Vicky, welcome. Hi Mom. Hi Sean. Hi everyone. Hello Maribel. Hi Kat. Okay, so first we're gonna start with doing all our lights. Where the light will fall on each cool. So we're going to do the lights, then the midtones and the darks, and where it will fall to create the shape of each cool, and where the light shine on the blonde hair will be. Even though blonde hair overall is not as shiny as a darker hair, but you still need to do the lights to get the shape. Is the sound okay, everyone? Hi, Connie. Okay, so I've done the lips on this one. The list of the colors that you'll be using is in the description. So I thought I'll just carry on the same page, and tonight I'll be doing the fabric at the bottom. So first of all, we're going to do the lights. My first pencil is 10% French Grey PC1068. And just roughly put in the light color of where the cool forms, so where the light will catch each cool. I'm also just drawing lines because we are coloring hair. Normally I would use Faber-Castell on hair, but I thought to do it in Prisma. I'll show you some of the other techniques that I've showed to some of my patrons to get the look of the shine to become finer, but we'll get to that right at the end. So with that technique, you create the fine hair shine on your highlights and even in your darker areas, because the strands of the hair is so fine everywhere where it catches the light, it gives it a more realistic hair look. Hello, Leslie. Is it out of focus? Okay, let me see if I can get it closer for you. Is it better? Hi, Selena. Welcome. Hi, Shannon. Next is Eggshell PC140. So now right next to where we put the 10% French grey, or yeah, 10% French grey, I'm going to add the eggshell. That will give the color to the hair. So as you can see, I'm just putting down the color first. I'm not working on any stranding at the moment, but I will do the strands just now. Yes, Sean. Yeah, I had to get used to coloring the same image twice. But I just find it better to work out my colors beforehand. Hi, Lynn. Oh, thank you, Selena. I love my Prisma pencils. Yes, Leslie, I'm first just lightly placing all the colors and then we'll start working on the stranding that I will show you just now. Next up is Beige Sienna-PC1080. Now I'm starting to extend the shadows. So there I'm doing the darker shade on the light part of the strand, and beige sienna will be my highlight in my shadow areas. What's for dinner, Leslie? Okay, so now we've done our basic color part of the hair. Now we need to start working on the shadow areas. Well, pencil sharpening is always something that takes time. Next up is Sandbar Brown-PC1094. Now we're going to start doing more of a stranding effect. I'm just sharpening my one pencil. So in the shadow areas, because you need the tip to be sharpened now, because now we need to get more of the strands going. You will also see that the hair will start to look all sorts of different colors. Like now it has more of, when you've been swimming in a swimming pool, more of a green tinge because of the brown of the sandbar. But that gives it warmth after we add all the other colors. And this is just the straightforward hair um, that I'm showing you. You can go into more depth by doing exactly where the light is coming from, so then your shadows will change. This is basically just to do the shape and the color. Because say for example your light is coming from the left, then your hair will be lighter on this side than on the right side. Oh, thank you so much, Selena. Are you still in lockdown there in Melbourne? Oh, yes, lockdown is not nice. But at least you guys are safe. Selena, you the bouquet queen. This was just a soft one to do some interest in the background. I'm adding the shadow that the flowers will cast on the hair. That's why I'm darkening this area more than the rest. Thank you so much. Bye, Sammy. Thank you so much for popping in. Enjoy your visit. Next is Sky Blue Light, PC1086. Now you all would think, why am I adding powder blue? The powder blue I'm adding to the highlights on the side that I want lighter. Because if you add a blue or cooler color to your highlight, it will pop more. And it will also, um, uh, how do you say, it will stand out more because it's in contrast to the other warmer colors that you're using. So true, and so true. So you'll see immediately by just adding a little bit of powder blue how much more this is standing out from the other highlights. And you would think to have it stand out more to add more white, but sometimes the to make something stand out more, you either use a contrasting color or you would add more shadow to make the highlight stand out more. But now, don't just go and highlight all of them. So I've highlighted these ones, but not this part because this hair strand will cast a shadow on here. Now you also won't highlight these ones. You will go straight down to where the light will catch the curls. Now my light source that I'm working on here is slightly from the back, but slightly more on the left hand side. So then I will add a little bit more um, sky blue light. And you'll see once you put your white over the powder blue, it will pop much more than the others. And here the light will catch this part of the curl, so then you will add a little bit here. Yes, it makes a huge difference, Kat. But even though we're going to add much more colors, you'll see that it will still shine through the whole time, so you will keep your highlight in the area that you've just added it. The eye and the skin, I will post on Color My Dreams all the colors that I've used. Yes, Sean, you're quite right. It does act as a toner for blonde or yellow brass stones. Bye, Selena. Thank you so much for popping in. I really appreciate it. Okay, next is Cream PC914. So now we are going to brighten it even a little bit more. With the cream, you will go over all the shapes of the hair. See now, if you look at her now, you'll see that the color has changed from that greeny tinge to a very light at the moment. But then I will tone it down with all the other colors just now. We're just working the highlights first by building up the layers, and then we'll do the shadows. I will be doing the skin, but not this part of the color along the hair. Will take some time, and the fabric will take time to do. So that's what I'll be doing today. But next week, Wednesday, I will just finish up with the eyes and the skin, and the brooch. I will do this brooch in the bottom, on the fabric. And then she will be completed after this week's tutorial. Now in the shadow areas, I add a little bit of cream on, just to shape, getting the shape highlights before we're going to add the beige sienna over the cream. But you need to get the uh, shadow in shadows. No, it's not as a blender. I've just shaded the cream slightly into the blue that we've just added, and slightly over the sienna, so that you can see the stranding starting to happen. Michelle, no, it won't be the patron one. The patron one will be a different page. This one will be in the normal stream for everyone to see. Next is next is 70% French grey PC1074. Now I'm just doing the stranding of the shadow areas from the darkest part and slightly doing the strands into the light area. So now you'll see that the strands is starting to happen. This one cool is difficult to do at this angle. Yvonne, it's in the description is the patron link. No problem, Michelle. But I don't think you need lots of tutoring. Yes, Michelle, it's lots of layers. You need to build up to get all the strands so that it gives you the texture of hair. So it's lots of little lines that's happening now. I first started by just laying down the color that we want, and now I'm just doing all the stranding. Yes, it changes the whole time, Paula. That's what's making it very interesting to do blonde hair. No problem, Sherry, but thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Well, thank you, Kate. Yes, I think it would be nice to have white blonde hair. Next is Beige Sienna-PC1080. Now we go slightly over our French grey that we just added, but now we need to add it in strands. Oh, that's nice, Michelle. You must enjoy it. Hi, Andrea. Welcome. The one before this one that I'm doing now was the French grey, 1094. And this one that I'm using is Beige Sienna 1080. What is your um, least favorite thing to color on a portrait? Oh yes, ears is always a problem. And nose and lips, I agree. Next is eggshell. So now we're going to rework the color back into it with stranding. Is PC140. And now I'm going right over the blue that we've added. Bye, Michelle. Thank you for being here. Vicky, me too. I do everything and then I forget about the ears and then I have to do it right afterwards. Next is Grey Green Light PC 289. So now we're going to rework the highlights back by doing stranding. I will not be adding the fly-offs, fly-off hairs to this one as yet. I'll first have to finish the background before you can do all the fly-offs over the whole head of hair, because some of the fly-offs will cover the background. So I will do that right at the end. Yes, Connie. No ears on this one. Oh, thank you so much, Sherry. Paula, I also started doing writing the colors down now that I'm doing the tutorials. I never used to. Next is Espresso PC1099. So now we're really going to add dark shadows to the page. Thank you, Janine. Welcome. Nice to see you here. So now we're going at the parts where the hair will be really dark. So this will give it that slight more browny tinge to the hair. So now what I'm doing here is I have short strokes and then I add longer ones in between to give it so they're not all in a straight line. You need to also give some definition to the hair by adding some longer ones. Yes, this espresso gives it a lot more color, but what I'll do just now is the next color will be gray. So then when you tone it down a bit, you'll see that the rest of the colors will come out more. And I'm covering all the shadows. Thank you, Kat. Yes, the darker shadows brings the whole thing together. That's very true, Michelle. Yes, now you can hardly see where we put the blue. Good night, Sherry. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Next, we're going to do um, grey. 30% cool grey. PC1061. I just want to check. Was it not? Now, once you've gone over the uh, espresso, you'll see that it gives it a very nice color range that gives it more like a natural blonde hair look. But don't cover all the espresso, just leave a slight little bit in the darkest areas. For example, here, see on this one, I've covered the whole espresso strand. In some of the shadow areas, you will leave a little bit like there. Yes, it changes the shadow color, it softens it. And then you get more of the light blonde look. But we'll put in some more shadows just now. We're just softening it slightly, a little by little. No, Janine, you must just go for it. Everybody colors different and everybody's got different techniques. All the I'm just explaining color use to you, basically. You can still apply your own uh, technique. Thank you, Yvonne. Thank you so much, and thank you for your support. Next is Beige Sienna again, PC1080. See, because now her hair is very light. Now we need to work on bringing the shadows back in. That's very true, Michelle. You must enjoy the journey. And we all learn different things every day still. And also very true, Paula. Don't compare to anybody else. You can compare your own work from when you started and then up until where you are today, for example. That's fine. So you can see the improvement, but don't compare yourself to other people because everybody's different. Next is Cream PC914. So for example, you do all your strands like this, and you'll see, oh no, I've got so much pencil on here, and it's difficult to get the strands back. Because remember, this is not like a Faber-Castell pencil. This is one that actually evens out quite quickly with Prismas now. And see, so then I would suggest, let me just show the um, tool to you. This is a tool, but you can use any needle or a box cutter or um, but not a too fine needle. It's more almost an embroidery needle, a thin embroidery needle, or a thicker needle, not the thinnest one. So something sharp that you can scratch on the pencil. Uh, Next, I'm going to show you how to use the tool just now, but we just need to add, I've got 90% French grey. So now I'm just adding in the very darkest spots, you will add this 90% French grey. But you'll see it's really tiny bit that I'm doing. It's just to give a slightly more definition to the shadow in shadow areas. Yes, ceramic scoring blades that you use for scraping is perfect onto wax pencil. So, say for example, I'm just gonna show you on this one. This is this is one that I'm using at the moment. This one is a Pergamano punching tool, so it's just like a needle in the front. So, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw according to the strands that you'll see the stranding will come back. Can you see? It's just a needle in the front. Let me just zoom in so that you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so for example, okay, let's take white. I just want to see if you can see what I'm doing. Say you make a solid white. See, that's solid block. No, it won't, Janine, it won't happen. But what I'm saying is, say for example, you do find that you've lost some of your stranding. But if you put the layers like this one, you'll see that the strands will stay. But it does sometimes happen that you've put your layers and with too heavy hand, and say for example, then it flattens out and you lose the stranding. Then you just scratch it back into. Let me just zoom. I'll just zoom in a bit more. I've just put solid white. So now, because you have wax pencil and you can layer quite a bit of it, so now you can just scratch the texture back into it again. See what I'm doing? I hope you can see. And then also when doing this over your white highlights, you will get a finer hair texture. And then if you find that you want to make it more solid, see, it's very forgiving, so you can just add white strands again. So say for example because you've scratched it, you can add more color as well. So that's why the Prisma pencils to me is very forgiving, so you can really play around with hair and with coloring. And say if, like here, you've put a white strand now all the way there, and you decide you don't want it, then and you don't want to layer more color, then you just blend it slightly, and there we go. No, it doesn't scratch the paper up. It only scratch. That's why, Kat, you must do it softly and at a side angle. So you don't scratch your paper. See, I can actually scratch it here. It's the wax of the pencil. Okay, let's zoom out and we can carry on with our colors. I just wanted to show you how that you can how forgiving coloring really is. So if you make a mistake, you can fix it. So I really want you to play around. Okay, so seeing that I was busy with the white just now, we can add a white to the highlights. So, but now, because you're coloring hair, you don't do it over the whole highlight, white section or the shape highlight. What you do to create shine is you actually put a thin white line. The thinner the line, the more shine you give the hair. See, for example, um, let's do here. This will have a shape because of the light that's falling. So it will be more on the outside and then thinner towards the inside. On a big curl like this, it will just be thin again. White, two white strands and then thin. So after I've showed you the scratching, you can't do it when your layers is too thin. You need to have a buildup of wax layers so that the tool will work effectively. So it won't work if you've just got thin layering in the beginning stages of your page. It really needs to have a couple of layers before you can do it. Hi Shell, welcome. So glad to see you here. Now we just need to add some espresso again because we need to soften where we've put the extreme dark shadows. Oh, awesome. I'm really glad you popped in, Shell. So PC 1099 espresso. Now I'm just shading in the really dark grey that we added. And if you see it's too dark, then you just do like we did previously. You just add that 30% French grey over, or a cool grey over the espresso, then it will soften it again. It's the espresso 1099. Hi Cassandra, welcome. Nice to see you here. So now I'm just going to take that 30% Cool Grey PC1061, and I'm just going to soften it in certain areas. Next is Beige Sienna-PC1080, and I'm just adding a little bit more here. In the two shadow areas, I'll add much more. Then is French grey, 70% French grey, PC1074. Oh, thank you so much, Leah. And hi, welcome here. No problem. Thank you for being here, Connie. I really appreciate it. And then next is Espresso PC1099. I just want to give more definition to the shadow area here. And next is white PC938. Yes, the cool colors gives a lot of depth. And if you want the blonde to be slightly more yellow tone, then you just add some eggshell, the PC140. Michelle, not a lot, but they're waiting for stock to come into South Africa on the Prisma white, so I'm waiting patiently for a new white. So I'm happy with a color like this. If you would like to add more browny tinge, more yellowy tinge, it's all up to you. So I think this is, I'm happy with it as it is at the moment. So I want you to go and have fun and scratch with your tool if you want more of a hair tone, finer stranding and things. I want you to experiment and go and have fun with this page. Then we can do a quick page giveaway. You can choose a number between 1 and 100. Thank you so much, Vicky and Kat. Let me just get my phone. Is all the numbers in? The lucky number is 23. Who's got 23? So it looks like it's Vicky. Congratulations, Vicky. You can peer me and then I can send you any page that you like from my Etsy shop. And I hope to see you all again tonight at 11. When we will be doing we will be coloring the dress. I will do the bow. I will be doing the bow, the brooch, the satin, and the see-through fabric. Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Mom, for being my mod. Uh, hope to see you all tonight and have a great day further or evening. Yes, Lizzie, I'll have a pencil list. I will post it to my Color My Dreams group. Bye bye, everyone.